Assalamu alaikum Gambia, assalamu alaikum Senegal, auditeurs yi na ngeen def mbaa yéen ci jàmm.
Mbokki Gambia, maa ngi leen nuyu nuyób jàmm, nuyób yërmande, nuyób barke. Kilifa diina ak kilifa aada, sunu soppe, xarit, am di jàmm ak Gambia diaspora. Mag ak ndaw, góor ak jigéen, ak fépp fu waay mën a ne, Gambia si biir ak Gambia si biti, ñu ngi leen nuyu yéen ñépp te bàyyiwun kenn. Mbokk yi, yéen a ngi déglu Freedom Radio ak seeni mbokka Salieu Njie. Bési tey bi daldi tolloog bésub londi 20 fan si weeru mai atum 2024. Comme nan ko gën a xamee si kàllaama angale, tey la Monday 20th of May 2024. Waxtaani tey bi ñu ngi gestu salary, allowances ak diems bu Dr. Abubacarr Jagne. Si kàllaama wolof, ñu ngi gestu li nga xam ne moom la lopitaan bi dee fay Dr. Abubacarr Jagne ak yeneen xeeti fay yi nga xam ne moo ànd ak li nga xam ne moom leen tàmm di ko fay weer bu ne. ñu dal leen xamee si kàllaama angale diems, allowance ak salary li nga xam ne weer bu ne moom lay feyeku. Mbokk yi, réeréewu leen mbir ne week bii ni jox gannaaw am na waxtaan bu ma defoon man ma Dr. Adama Salla. Gannaaw boo xamee ne waxtaanoon na ak Dr. Adama Salla, mu wax lu bari jëmale ko si njuuj njaaj, tappale, sàcca, financial mismanagement ak corruption gi nga xam ne moom la wax ne mooy li xew si Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital te ñu gën koo xamee si lopitaan bu mag bi nga xam ne moo nekk Banjul. Dr. Salla wax lu bari mu nekk lu daw yaram. Lam wax mooy li lembe réew mi ba saas yàlla tey. Ba nga xamee nag ne loolu dal dina paase, def naa waxtaan booba ak Dr. Adama Salla, ma ne bon dinaa dem jëli kii di Dr. Abubacarr Jagne ñu dal di déggee si moom. Ba mu waxtaanee moom tamit mu dal di wax lu bari, dal di weddi si li ëpp doole si li nga xam ne moom la Dr. Salla dal di wax, dal di am ay wax yu mu wax sax mu doon ay tuumal si kaw dari Dr. Adama Salla. Dr. Adama Salla tamit wax yu bari dal di tuumal kii di Dr. Abubacarr Jagne. Waxtaani tey bi nag li may laaj docteur Abubacarr Jagne pour mu defal ñu ci leeral mooy salareem li nga xam ne moom leen koy fay weer bu ne ak PADIM yu bari ak xaalis bu bari bi nga xam ne moom leen koy fay ci PADIM. lii mooy li nga xam ne moom laay waxtaana moom. mu am leneen loo xam ne dal dina xew tey ci lundi si foofa sa lopitaan bu mag bi nekk Banjul Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. li nga xam ne mooy li xew mooy mbootaay min xamee Nurses Association di mbootaay noosi dal di nekk ci lopitaan bu mag bi nekk Banjul mu dal di am benn press release boo xam ne jot neen ko fi mu dal di feeñal ne noos yi nga xam ne ñooy liggéey ci lopitaan bi mankoo neen dal di ànda ci dox ñaxtu bi nga xam ne ñi ko bugg a def mooy ñiy liggéey ci Paediatric Special Care Unit bi. li waral noos yi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy liggéey ci Paediatric Special Care Unit bi mooy ne saa yu ne ak saa yoo xamee ne ñu ngi def seen liggéey maanaam dundee am ndox mu doy ci unit bi te ñoom liggéey bi ñoo def den soxla ndox pour ñu mun a faj xale yi nga xam ne mooy ñi feebar. mbiri ñàkkab ndox ci wanaki ak ci Paediatric unit bi nekk na loo xam ne lu doy waar la. nurses yi di liggéey ci Paediatric unit bi ay yoon taamoo neen di toog ak hospital management bi di waxtaan ak ñoom pour ñu jël ay jéego dal di jël seeni matuwaay pour ñu mun a am ndox mu doy. ba nga xam ne amoon na benn jëmi jamaano joo xam ne ñoom nurses yi toogoon neen ak ki nga xam ne mooy Minister of Health di Dr. Samate dal di ko xamal ne ndox amut ci Paediatric unit bi wanaki amul ndox te li nekk na loo xam ne yombalut seeni liggéey daf koy jafeel. ba nga xamee ne wax neen li ministre Samate ne dina ci jël ay jéego ba nga xam ne li du amati. ba bés ni ki tey nurses yi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy liggéey ci Paediatric Special Care Unit bi nii xamal neen ki nga xam ne moom mooy CMD di Chief Medical Director bi ñu xamee ko ci Dr. Amar Al Jafari ne ko ba bés ni ki tey ndimbal gi nga xam ne moom leen doon sàkku pour ñu indil leen ndox mu doy bantey loolu amut ndox amut ci Paediatric unit bi. fi mu nekk nag Nurses Association bi ànda neen ak nurses yi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy liggéey ci Paediatric unit bi ci doxub ñaxtu bi nga xam ne moom la ñuy def te ci kàllaama anglais ñu dal di ko xamee ci sit down strike mooy doxub ñaxtu boo xam ne dañuy toog duñ liggéey lépp dal di ne tekkaaral. Nurses Association bi xamal neen képp koo xam ne ki yaa ngi liggéey ci unit bi pour ñu ànd ak ñoom ci sit down strike bi ci doxub ñaxtu bi. nurses yi wala docteur yi nga xam ne ñooy liggéey ci Paediatric Special Care Unit bi te nekk ci lopitaani Banjul ñu dal di ko xamee ci Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital ñu ngi ñaax hospital management bi ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy saytu lopitaan bi ne sa dëgga mbiri ndox waroon naa nekk loo xam ne luñ jox gannaaw la maanaam waroon nañuy jël seenu matuwaay ba nga xam ne mbir mu du egsi fii ndi te lopitaan dafa soxla ndox. ñu ne ñu ngi ñaax ñoom nurses yi ñi nga xam ne ñooy liggéey ci Paediatric Special Care Unit bi ñu ngi ñaax ñi nga xam ne ñooy saytu lopitaan bi di hospital management bi ak docteur yi ak nurses yi ak otlis yi ak yaay yi nga xam ne seen doom yi mooy ñu tëdd ci lopitaan bi am bépp ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ci lopitaan bi ne ndox luñ soxla la pour ñu mun a def seeni liggéey. lii mooy li waral ñuy def sit down strike bi maanaam doxub ñaxtu bi nii pour ñu indil leen ndox. mbokk yi li nekk na loo xam ne lu daw yaram la bon ñu xam ne Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital lopitaan bu Banjul ak du ñàkk yeneen lopitaan yi nga xam ne ñu nekk ci réew mi nguuri Gambia war nañuy def lépp lu mun dal di gestuwaat ministre bi nga xam ne moom moo jiite Minister of Health nga xam ne lopitaani Banjul seeni ron la nekk ne sa dëgga problème am na in Ministry of Health sa dëgga problème am na si Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital nekk si Banjul nekku ne rek ñu ngi fay dégg mbiri corruption ak njuuj njaaj loo xam ne moo lëmbe réew mi waaye suñ toogee bay dégg ne ndox sax amut am na benn jëmi jamono joo xam ne kii di CMD Dr. Amar Al Jafari mu ngi wax ne l'hôpital bi benn functional ambulance rek la am na benn jamono déggoon neen fi ne Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital di l'hôpital ni Banjul bi amul ndox ba nga xam ne fire brigade bi moo leen doon supply ndox pour ñu mun a am ndox su fekkee ne ñi saytu l'hôpital ni Banjul mënuñ ko saytu ki war a jël jéegoom mooy président Adama Barrow benn Ministry of Health def liggéey bi ñu war a def suñ ko mënut ñu daxa ñan war a daxa dal di leen remplacer ak ñoo xam ne mun neen liggéey bi buñ fontoo nit ñi bakani nit du caaxaan te lopitaan yi leen yaakaar pour suñuy wérgu yaram lopitaan boo xam ne ndox mënuñ koo am ndox sax mënuñ koo am booba lopitaan soo yaakaaree ne na jox garab da ngay nax sa bopp li xew si lopitaan yi du dëgg du yoon lii mooy li nga xam ne mooy li xew tey sit in strike bi nga xam ne nurse si liggéey si Paediatric Special Care Unit bi ñoom ñooy def sit down strike fi mu nekk ki nga xam ne mooy sun gan mooy Dr. Abubacarr Jagne bu ndog mbokk yi ñu daldi ànd ak yéen rek daldi dem jëli kii di Dr. Abubacarr Jagne Dr. Jagne ñu ngi lay nuyu di la santa si waxtu bi ñu joxaat pour daldi waxtaan ak Freedom Radio njëlbeeni laajte bi mooy ndax di ñu mun a leeralal sa mbiri PADM yi ak salary bi ak allowances si nga xam ne moom ngay am nekk na xaalis bu bari jot neen fi ne sa monthly salary rek mu ngi nekk $145,126 a month ma bugga rek nga daldi ñu leeralaale tamit PADM si daldi ñu leeralaat tamit sa allowances si nga xam ne moom nga tàmm di am.
My travels are on assignment that are very important to the hospital. If anything, the travels I went to Dakar for was because the hospital did on CT scan for almost 4 years. So I'm not going to a CT scan, a used one. CT scan, then you refurbish 4 years, fix. So I didn't see why in a hospital we don't have a stroke. Then ambulance Abubacarr CT scan. And most of the time, price they're always increasing the price. There is 2,000, 3,000. Price went up to 6,000 something just for CT scan. Meanwhile, we were charging $2,000. So most people didn't afford, and it's a lot of cost for the hospital because they usually ambulance more than you. Them Abubacarr, you fuel ambulance, big ambulance, you will charge the amount of money. So I thought it was for us to find any means possible to ensure that the CT scan was installed. So my mission to Dakar those days were mainly to make sure that machine was fixed. And the UPS, the engineers advised that we should get a UPS because Gambia, the power fluctuation, machine they wanted us to have was a 128 kVA UPS, which wasn't available in the country. Mm-hmm. In fact, we never had such a kind of UPS here. So the engineer, Senegalese engineers, I'm not going to Senegal. They've got use pro a CT scan or something like that in Senegal, but they don't have license to operate. So UPS is Mungfa. So the price they were asking for was about $3.something million, and they were selling it for $1.5 million. So looking at value for money, I thought, and with all the team of the management members, thought that was the right thing for us to do. And of course, thank God, that is the UPS we are still using. It's 2 years, almost 2 years now. We are still using the same UPS, a battery. So we bought it for $1.5 million, and it went through all the GPPA requirements. So they came and installed it and gave us a 1 year warrant. So little more tahon smart Tuki one them Senegal. I was not going by flight. I was going by car. So they buy my fuel and put fuel in my car. I go to Dakar. Sometimes I'll go one night and come back the same night, or I'll go and sleep over the next morning. I come back. So that was my mission to Senegal. My mission to Pakistan was the university in Pakistan. I mean, some support when you train some of our staff. They want to give us scholarship, and in the process, they want us to have an MOU with them. So I traveled to Pakistan. In fact, I was not the one who was supposed to travel. It was meant for the CND to travel. Mm-hmm. But as you may know, the CND is not a Gambian. He is a Syrian. So, I mean, as a Syrian who is in the country, he may not be at leeway to travel to all countries. Like, the Syrian, their national diplomatic issues that they have with some countries. So he couldn't go himself. He asked that I should go. I took 3 days to travel to Pakistan and came back. And what I went for, thank God, was successful. We have 13 of our staff that are there currently training in different fields, including the laboratory, radiology, pharmacy, nutrition, you name it. And still, we have more opportunity for more to go there and train in all fields of their and they give us a scholarship. They will give us free tuition, free accommodation, and we have to pay for their airfares and the stipend. So that we have made arrangement through finance and PMO, and those have been provided. So apart from that, I don't know which other travels. All the other travels, as I said, were sanctioned by request that I had to go, and they have been approved by my chief medical director, and I'm just sure I traveled for more than a week in any of my travels before. And I'm not sure they've given me any per diem more than $80,000 or $90,000 per diem, not more than that before. So, and this is all were sanctioned by authority, and I traveled to, I think all the documents are here to show. Anyway, so I may just stop there so that you proceed.
Okay. Li ma bëgg a confirm rek Mr. Jagne mooy sa collègue si ñu ngi yónnee information di wane ne am na benn time mooy maa ngi am 3 days travel per diem to Dakar ñu ngi la fay $38,286. mu amaat sa beneen travel 3 days per diem and fuel to Dakar $79,218. Beneen travel 5 days per diem to Dakar again $62,180. Crossing and per diem to Dakar $52,570. 4 days per diem to Dakar again $58,632. Traveling allowance and per diem to Ghana $79,695. Traveling expenses to Dakar for 4 nights $65,312. Travel grant for 6 days to Pakistan $93,240. Per diem for 3 days $48,530. 7 nights per diem to Guinea Conakry $93,800. 6 days per diem to Turkey $100,396. Altogether $779,839.80 so lii mu ngi nekkoon between the period of 12th of December 2022 to 29th of September 2023. This is just a 1-year period. Ma bëgg laa laaj rek, is this correct? Is this amounts correct? And is it legal to get this huge amount of money?
So I'm just explaining to you that my travels, all the travels I went to Dakar, I went with my driver, okay? And that per diem that they gave, or that money they gave, were mainly for the fuel, going $14,000 that they give us for fuel, for the car that I use, the Land Cruiser, double cabin Land Cruiser is what I drive to go to Dakar. And they give us, the per diem is for the 2 people. It's not for me alone, me and my driver. I go by land, and the number of days that I was going to spend there, I usually by land go there and come back. my travel to Guinea-Conakry was a national I was representing the country on the Ebola preparedness mission that I've been nominated to go, and that per diem was what was paid based on that. And this is normal rate for per diem. I think it's for travel per night is 250 pounds. If I'm not 200 pounds or 250 pounds, I'm not sure. I'm not quite good with I don't look at those things as the finance office will be the one to assess and send that monies to me. I will just pick it up and travel. So this is, if you want to find out, you please can find out from the accountant general how much per diem I am entitled to for travel. You will find out that all these things are very, very much right. I mean, the amount that is required for travel. For the travel to Ghana, I went for my graduation. And this is a requirement for me to finish my program. As you may be aware, I'm a fellow of the West African College of Physicians, and I am as you finish the exam. For the interest of the Gambia, it is good that for the first Gambian fellow that have passed exam by being a fellow by passing exams, approval have been given for me to go and attend the graduation, and that requires for me to go and stay there for a number of days, and I'm sure that was the per diem they talked about, and that happened during the period of the time I was within that year, probably that period that you mentioned. So all these years, all these travels, they have documents and proofs and registration invitations and whatever, all are available. And I'm sure if you want, if you wish to see them, I can talk to them for you to make them available to you, because at least I like transparency, and I like this is important. I mean, probity is what will make this country move forward. So for us, we should be able to be open to as government or government civil servants. We should be able to open to people looking into what we do to see what it is for. At least with clear transparency, the documents should all be available to give you.
Oh, definitely. Lolo mom dina ko rafetlu bu baax. I would really appreciate it if those documents can be forwarded to us, because it's not like we are blaming you. I'm not saying that you have done something wrong. Why I'm talking to you is simply because we want to have some clarifications, because we would like to know whether this is correct, and if it is not correct, we would like to know why it is not correct, why it is wrong, whether some malpractices, whether some mismanagement is involved in this thing. So waxuma ne da nga def anything wrong. While li ma bëgg a xam rek bi nga demee Turkey 6 days per diem to Turkey, 100,000, 396,000. But pare so compare li ndey fay sa staff si the average staff at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, lin leen a fay, the average poor Gambians, yow nga war a spend 6 nights in Turkey, ñu war laa fay over $100,000. Ma bëgg laa laaj rek lan la sa conscience jox foog nga ne lii, this huge amount of money paid to you just for 6 days travel, foog nga ne lii nekk na lu jaadu.
No, I'm just trying to make you understand that what you're quoting, I'm not sure. I don't even remember anybody giving me a per diem for more than 100,000 before. I've never.
Okay, binala forward documents. This was this was on the 29th of September last year, 2023. Dr. Abubacarr Jagne, 6 days per diem to Turkey, $100,396.80. Dr. Abubacarr Jagne, 6 days per diem to Turkey, $100,396.80. Over 100,000.
I'm just saying that for me, I don't remember collecting any monies of that amount as per diem before. I am just surprised to hear this, but I'll look at the document as you said. But I know that I've been to Turkey, and I'm not sure it was. I don't remember the days, number of days, but I knew that I went to Turkey for mission because they wanted us to help to see whether they can help to establish a transplant center in the country. So my mission as a nephrologist, I was sent there to arrange for that at Good Van Hospital in Turkey. So as we speak, we are still doing the negotiation to see if that would be possible. So this is my mission there. But I don't remember somebody, except 200 and how much?
It is
$36,000.
It was paid on the 29th of September 2023, which is last year. Dr. Abubacarr Jagne, 6 days per diem to Turkey, $100,396 80 bututs.
That's $100,396
and 80 bututs.
I really won't know the amounts per se of here, because really it's a long time ago, and I will tell you that I am not.
No, Mr. Jagne, Lee was just last year, 2023 September.
No, I'm saying that, yeah, yes, sir, Mr. Njie, if you know what I do as my job, I have a lot of things I need to remember. I'm not sure I will be able to put figures like the exact amount of money that's been given to me in that number, but I know that whatever is it that I'm supposed to be entitled to, probably will not be. They have never paid me. If anything, probably less, but not more than what they would have given me for a travel. And I am sure that whatever travel I travel with, if they had given you a document, you will see that there is an approval for that travel. And I'm sure that it's just the exact rate that's entitled to that travel. I am to that one, I'm sure.
So, Fogane figures here, they are wrong.
Well, I don't know. The document you are talking about, I haven't seen, but I am sure that there should be a proof with finance to show that how much money was given to me. That should be there. I'm not sure which document you were really given.
Munulo remember an amount of money over $100,396 80 bututs paid into your account. Munulo remember Lolo last year September.
No, if it's paid, it's not paid to my account. It's not they don't pay per diem to people's account. They give you a check. You go and collect it from the bank.
Okay, Munula remember a check of over 100,000 that was paid to you after your trip to Turkey, or before or on your trip to Turkey, those 6 days.
I knew that I had 6 days per diem will be almost like £1,200. If it's 200, they are paying you per month, per day, per night. So I'm not sure by any rate at that time will be over 100,000. So that's why I'm saying that I don't think that figure can be right. For 6 days per diem is supposed to be 6 days multiplied by £200, which is supposed to be, although my math may not be the best, but I think it's £1,200. I don't think that can be more than $100,000.
So are you confirming that the figures are wrong? You never receive such amount of money?
I don't remember receiving any such amount of money. No.
Okay, this was February. You received a salary of $14,080. But you am call allowance of $4,000. Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital allowance of $97,546. But hardship allowance, non-private practice allowance, rent allowance, responsibility allowance, retention allowance, risk allowance, management allowance, telephone allowance, contract committee allowance. Altogether, mungineka $145,126 paid to you in February alone. Can you confirm if you have received such monies?
Yes, that's my salary, my monthly salary.
$145,126. $145,126. Most a monthly salary 1 month. Most a monthly salary 1 month.
Yes.
Mr. Jagne, Fogulone, such amount of money is definitely too much. Lan as a consent, Selene. Don't you think it is too much just for 1 month?
Well, unfortunately, that is a regular salary for a doctor. I'm sure that if you compare this to any doctor in this sub-region, you'll find out that we are the least paid doctors in this sub-region. And even amongst the staff of this hospital, both I have an administrative responsibility and a clinical responsibility. The amount they're paying me is far less than what would measure to a lot of people in this sub-region. What you are there calling is my salary, even as a regular consultant, is together should be like $90-something thousand, $95,000. And with all these responsibilities that I'm doing all together, is what made my salary as a deputy chief medical director and chair of the medical advisory committee and a clinical head of the hospital. That is my salary. That I didn't even bargain for it. It's a salary that is inside the. I'm sure you know that the hospital has an act, and the hospital. I'm not the first deputy chief medical director of the hospital. I was handed over that position by somebody who was there before me and other person before that person. So this salary has not changed since before I took over, and I found the same salary there. So I don't know. I have no worries about the consent in that sense, because this is the pay I found in that office that I didn't bargain for. As long as you're the head of you're in that position, you'll be given that allowance, that salary.
Okay, moment whether it is Mr. Jagne or anybody kumunde nekasi position berek.
Anybody else will be given that salary.
So lan moy sa position? You are the deputy chief medical. Lan moy sa
director. Position? Deputy chief medical director.
Deputy chief medical director. Okay. Okay, Mr. Jagne, honestly, ndax ding ma muna confirmal ne lolu moy sa salary $145,000 a month moy sa salary.
I can give you my salary slip, which I don't usually collect because maybe I'm not quite a person. I can stay. I think I'm the one who probably had missed his salary several times because I've never applied for a job before. I don't bargain my salary. I've never done that before. So, but I can get you my salary slip so that you can have a look at it. If really that is necessary, you can look at it.
Okay. I'll be very happy if you do that. Mr. Jagne, you run Tanka at the same time?
No, I don't. Tanka is a psychiatric hospital.
Okay, that is not within your area.
No, it's still under the hospital, yes. And I go there frequently because it's one of the site areas for the hospital. The hospital is EFSTH. You have the sanatorium. You know, sanatorium is just by the Fundewa Venture. I'm sure Paediatric Mayana familiar to you.
Okay, so this set amount is definitely your salary. Nekut anything lo xamne li njuj njaaj def ci boka or tapale or corruption dara boko ci moy sa salary definitely and you are confident with that.
Yes.
Okay,
I am sure, not even confident, I'm sure.
Okay, very good. So Mr. Jagne, why not mu am luma la bugal laaj Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital am na benn time sa boss mu ngi complain ne benn functional ambulance rek leen am. So bugal la laaj rek lan moo tax ngeen am rek benn functional ambulance te yéen ñu ngi leen a fay good salary foog la ne war ngeen a put forward pour Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital mun a am ay ambulances pour mun a dimbale ñit ñi because ñit ñaa ngee dee léeg-léeg am na ñoo xam ne ñii pour ñëw ambulance amut dañoo am pour jël taxi ñu bari ñu ngi deeyee si yoon bi bala ñoo egg si lopitaani Banjul ma bëgg a xam rek lan moo tax amul leen ambulances enough ambulances.
So Njie, let me just now you have asked what probably is very important for me to explain to you what sort of my enlightened the situation of the ambulance situation in the country. So I'm sure if you may recall, I was heading the COVID activity during the time of COVID-19. Manekon, the doctor who was in charge of the case management team, Manekon in Demban, to look after the patients who had COVID. We had 2 or 3 ambulances that were given to us that we were using during the COVID. But apparently all of them got spoiled before even the COVID finished. And even the one that was remaining didn't last until it got spoiled. So it's just recently that we got them fixed. The government had to make arrangements for the company to come and fix it. So they gave us another set of ambulances too, Land Cruisers. So the Land Cruisers, Land Cruisers, there are 2. And then a third one was also added to the rest recently. That's the one we had. I went to KMC, they gave us another ambulance, Mercedes-Benz. so making it 4. So our problem is because this country have a difficulty having people to maintain vehicles. You send the vehicle to the mechanics. That may be the last time you will use the machine again, the engine again. The one that was given to us by the KMC, that was I marked for Bakau, and I went to discuss with them that since we needed more, Bakau had an ambulance that they already had. Can they give us that ambulance? They gave us the ambulance. It didn't take us 3 months. The engine had a problem, and they cannot fix it until now. It's packed. They gave us another ambulance. The one I said, the Land Cruiser that we had. There were 2. One of them got a problem. We took it for the CFO. They brought it back. That one also is packed. Then these 2 ambulances that we currently are having are all Land Cruisers that we are using. One is the community, used to be the one they sent for the community ambulances. The other one is the second one we are using. But the problem is that the amount of load that is on these ambulances between Banjul and Demban, they can go up to 10, 15 times in a day, carrying sick, carrying dead body, carrying people for investigation in between these 2 places. The load is a lot. So that, I think, it's where the problem is. Even if we have all the ambulances, if we don't have a good maintenance plan or maintain those vehicles, we even wanted to. Yeah, so we have a difficulty. Right now we have 2 ambulances, and in fact one of them last week had a major breakdown, so I had to ask them to take it back for them to fix it. But the load on this ambulance is a lot.
What do you mean by the load of this ambulance is too much? Lan nga mean? Da nga mean na ambulance bi ñi wara jëli liggéey bi dafa bari.
Dafa bari, yeah. So you say, imagine from the morning to evening, if you look at their time set, they can travel between Demban and here like 15, 20 times. And, that doesn't exclude other places that they may need to go to. Like they may go to other facilities to pick up patients, bring them back, and it's a lot. And, the machines, the front to wear and tear. So from December to now, we are using 2. And they were brought in brand new, but the ones they are compared to, like the second one that came afterward, that is the community ambulances that came compared to the other community ambulance. You find out that this one is, if you look at it, you think that it is brought 4 or 5 years before those ones were brought because of the pressure that is on it. So this is the difficulty.
Okay, right now, ñaata ambulances ngeen amee, ñaari ambulance ngeen amee at this moment?
Operational 2, yes.
Foog nga ne loolu is enough. So leen amee li leen gën a ñaata ambulance ngeen soxla in the Edward Francis Multi Hospital?
We may need up to ideally we may need we have more than 2. We have 2 in Banjul and Demban, and we have 1 in Tanka because Tanka is far from here.
So altogether, we have 3 how many ambulances?
3.
They are functional ambulances. You correct?
Yes, 3.
Functional 3 ambulances for Banjul, at Tanka and Demban, just 3 ambulances. Functional lolu is enough for nini.
No, it's not. It's not enough. But I'm saying that ideally, if you have up to 4 or 5 would be appropriate, so that at least the one will be stationed in Tanka, and then one will be maybe on standby, so in case any of them breaks down, that one will take over. But yes, if you have 4 or 5 ambulances, maybe that should be able to, in a way, solve the problem. But the health service delivery is not as predictable as any other business. You can never be sure when the surge will come. You can never be sure when something will break down. Like right now, if you are here, you say Demban has X-ray, Demban has ultrasound. And if all of a sudden the X-ray or the ultrasound in Demban gets spoiled, now you need to transport more people frequently to come to Banjul to do the X-ray or the ultrasound, then your need will become more. If an RTA occurs right now, God forbid, a road traffic accident occurs, then more casualties, then you expect more vehicles. So the need keep fluctuating. But as I said, I think average, if we have 4 to 5 ambulances, that may be able to solve majorly our problem.
Li ngeen soxla mooy ñeneenti ambulances ba juróomi ambulances. Fekkee ne yéen ñeneen ba juróomi ambulances moom ngeen soxla functional ambulances. ndax yéen put ngeen recommendation forward pour demand one management bi ne da ngeen need 4 to 5 ambulances su ko defee ñu jëndal leen ko mu seen liggéey mun a yomba ndax def ngeen loolu am déet.
We've done that, but you know that this is as you already said, this is a resource constrained country, and we are not the only health issue.
Okay, why it is a resource constrained country? Why, Mr. Jagne, boo leen seetee yéen salary bi ñu leen a fay fooguloon ne war ngeen a def lépp loo leen mun pour ngeen mun a am ambulances ñun ñi soona neen ñun ñaa ngee dee ñu bari ñu ngi war a ñëw lopitaan taxi lañoo jël léeg-léeg ñu bari dañoo jël taxi o bala ñoo am moto si yoon bi la ñoo dee wala just after bu ñu dugga si lopitaan bi ñu dal di dee te ñu ngi leen a fay good amount of money foogu leen ne war ngeen a def loo leen mun lépp loo leen mun pour rek ñu am ambulances enough ambulances ndax yéen def ngeen loolu.
So Njie, you see it anyway. I don't know. You based in the US, isn't it?
In Sweden.
Sweden, okay. So you will find out that if you ask an average doctor in Sweden and ask him how much is paid salary, what they're paying us is really a small amount of money. So it may look big in the maybe, but this is a small amount of money that they're paying doctors here. And as it is, the resources are not.
Do you want to say that $145,000 a month is a little amount of money? Lulu halis bututi la
far little.
In
Because
Gambian standards,
even
or
when
are you
I was
comparing with European standards?
no, I'm telling you that even in the Gambian standard by doctors, if I were to work in any private facility or any of the institutions anywhere in this country, even as just a consultant, I will be paid far more than that.
Okay.
Okay, as not taking the administrative responsibilities out. And in the sub-region, even in Senegal here, what they will pay me as at my level of training will be, if not 5 or more times what they're paying me today. Even in Senegal, if you want to, probably you can probe and ask them. So the amount of money they're paying me when I was even a student in Ghana. When I was a student in Ghana, I was earning up to $6,000 per month. That is when I was a resident. I was training to become what I am today. So, in fact, you may find out from them, and you'll be able to find out that this is. I am not exaggerating. I'm telling you that is what it is. But anyway, putting that aside, what is important is that the Gambian ambulance system we need is more than having only ambulances in the hospital. Comme nako waxe ñeneen dañoo joggé sen kër yi and dañu wara ñëw l'hôpital they don't duñ mëna ñëw teel as needed. So that will not be hospital ambulance more wara jëli. That will be that there will be ambulances in the community yoo xam ne jëli. Okay? Du nekk ne l'hôpital moo leen a war a jële because the liggéey l'hôpital bi mënuñ ko àndaale together pour ñu mën a jëli nit ñi seen kër yi ñëw indi leen l'hôpital. That would be the ambulance in the hospital dafa war a nekk ambulance yoo xam ne pour yóbbu nit ñi la from one part of the hospital to the other. Comme yaa ngi war a def investigation in this place ñu move la from here yóbbu la fële or yaa ngi.
waaye Mr. Jagne ñun xam ne ñu nekk Europe ne da nga nekk sa kër nga ambulance bi ñëw ba si sa kër jël si la yóbbu la si lopitaan bi ñun xam ne loolu.
loolu du ambulance si lopitaan loolu ambulance is for the ambulance service and loolu is not connected to the hospital. Okay. I've been in Europe. I know that very well.
Okay,
so it's
mainly ambulance service. Do we have ambulance service?
Yes, I'm nañ. Lolo, you've seen this over 80-something community ambulances in Kabi. That is what they are meant for.
Ambulance.
Okay.
Ambulance services.
I'm not quite sure the amount, but I'm sure that there are over at least more than 70 ambulances. You have to distribute the whole of the length and breadth of the country.
Well, su fekkee ne ambulance yu bari ñu xam Gambia la ta ñi de complain ne da nga call ambulance bi ndikte man just 2 years back am na suma benn xarit boo xam ne system dafa feebar ñu call ambulance waaye bi ñu callee ambulance bi balaa ambulance bi di ñëw jël na almost 1 hour ba pare bi ambulance bi ñëwee dafa fekk yeneen ñaari nit ñoo xam ne ambulance bi dañ jaar certain places collect ñooñu ba pare door koo collect ba pare ñu ngi waroon a dem feneen tamit collect yi nit balaa gars yi di ñëw Banjul moom unfortunately dañ eggal lopitaan yi Banjul système de which was very very sad so li ma bëgg a laaj mooy ambulance services ñoom ñoo responsible ndax ambulance yi nekk si lopitaan bi because fi mu nekk yaa ngi two different things ne ambulance bi nga xam ne Edward Francis Small ñoo ko moom ak ambulance services is it the same or is it two different things?
No, there are two different things. Those are mainly from the Minister of Health. ñoom ñoo amee ambulance yi nekk si outside the hospital, and then they have community ambulances yoo xam ne community bu nekk jox nañ leen ambulance, and then other health facilities comme ne yaa ngi Bakaw Health Center dinañ am an ambulance bu fa nekk, then yaa ngi comme ne Brikama Health Center or the hospital dina am an ambulance. So those ambulances boobu la ñoo mën a use pour nit jëli nit from there ñu indi ko lopitaan.
Okay.
So 2 years ago may have been during COVID or more, maybe during COVID la, and COVID time bi dañ amoon ambulance yoo xam ne they were in the community yoo xam ne they have a response point fu ñu dee ooyee nit ñi comme ni su ne yaa ngi amee COVID or yaa ngi feebar. There was an emergency response office point from the nit ñi they call it 125 or one was 105. I think 125. Boobu lañ dee so ñu ambulance dem jëli nit ñi from their houses indi leen to the COVID centers or to the quarantine centers at that time. But that was during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And what happened after the COVID?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that now, as we are now no more in that emergency situation. So what ambulances that are available are in the communities, and then there are ambulances at health facilities. So our system is in such a way that so February, you call the community ambulances from Fuaneka, Yubula to the respective health facility, and if they want to transfer you or refer you to the hospital, ñola wara yóbbuwaale to the health facility. Okay. To the tertiary center like ours. So ñun mënuñoo jógee fii dem jëli nit from the house indi ko lopitaan.
Ok, bon mu mel ni boobu liggéey community center si la ñoom ñoo responsible pour war a dem jëli patient yi ñi nga xam ne leen feebar from seen kër yi indi leen si health center bi. Am I right?
Waaw.
Ok.
Yes.
Yéen seen ambulance yi nga xam ne moom ngeen amee foofu si lopitaani Banjul bi lan mooy liggéey?
Yes. So ku ne yaa ngi tëdda Ndembaan. And then dañ la war a defaral CT scan in Banjul. Ambulance bi dinañoo jëli la yóbbu la nga defal la CT scan Banjul soo pare ñu delloo la Ndembaan. Su ne yow docteur bu la war a gis Banjul la war a nekk dañ la war a opérer Banjul yaa ngi tëdda Ndembaan. Ambulance dem jëli la foofu indi la fii su ne yaa ngi Banjul and yaa ngi war a dem delluwaat Ndembaan pour ku feebar ku la war a gis Ndembaan la nekk def laa jëli Banjul fii yóbbu la Ndembaan. su ne yow yaa ngi tànka comme ni tànka psychiatry hospital la so fa nekkee nga feebar moom mun na laa jëli foofu noonu indi la Banjul pour physicians gis la and then su ne vice versa. So that's what our ambulances are meant for. So
Singatal send ambulances is from hospital to hospital only?
Yes.
Okay. Ma bëgg laa laaj rek Mr. Jagne 6 months back maa ngi woon in Ndembaan hospital dama fa demoon seeti ñett ma ñëw gis seen emergency bi mu ngi mel ni benn cabinet bu ndaw ñun ñaa ngi tëdd si suuf not enough beds foofu ngi overcrowded ba pare ñaari docteur rek a fa nekkoon Mr. Jagne that was so sad ba pare ñun ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy indi ñin ñu feebar ñi ñoom si ron guy gi la gaay dee fanaan si biti Mr. Jagne what do you have to say about this?
Okay. So anyway, but the emergency room, that place was supposed to be for a short period because emergency room, I'm sure you know that they couldn't renovate. And because they are renovating the place, that Ndembaan was supposed to be for a short period. I mean, from 6 months to 8 months, like the contract was going to take. And up to now, it's still not finished because of so many issues that are beyond anybody's control, and usually the contract is not ours.
Yeah, so it is beyond anybody's control. You people, you are responsible. You are dealing with people's lives. That's why
I'm telling you that, Mr. Njie, that I'm telling you that I'm telling you that as the hospital management, our responsibility, that contract is not under us. And we are not, it's not on the Minister of Health. So, Minister of Health, and as we speak, in fact, it has changed up to a lot of many. Maybe I shouldn't go into that, but I'm just saying that it is not in our hands.
But the Gambian
as the
people
hospital
ought to know, Mr. Jagne. The Gambian people, we ought to know.
No. But I'm not hiding anything. But the point is that you see, you ask me things that are within my purview, and I'm ready to explain to you what I know, and I'm telling you.
Okay,
but you know that
is under who is responsible for
EFSTH? We are responsible for them.
But why can't you build a bigger facility that could accommodate all the sick people rather than people sleeping on the floor, and visitors are sleeping under the tree in Demban? That is so sad. Mr. Jagne,
yes.
I cannot just help, but I cannot even believe this is my country.
Yes. So let me tell you that
emergency
I am there every day.
Okay, this is emergency room. Do you think the emergency room is a proper emergency room in Demban? Do you think
no,
so?
It's not. In fact, it is not meant for it. It's not even meant for it. I am saying that place wasn't meant for the emergency room. As I said, the work was supposed to take a short period of time. You know that a hospital that is already in operation, you are going to evacuate it to move it to another place. What you expect is that as soon as you move it out, work will be done quickly, and you go back to the same place to go occupy the place. But it has taken too long because the work did not finish as planned. And that is way before I took over this office as the Deputy Chief Medical Director. But I'm telling you that is what is keeping us in Demban. Demban was a place that was built in a refurbished for COVID. As you may be aware, it was during the COVID that the place was refurbished, and it was just supposed to be a holding area for the emergency room while we wait for the work to finish so that we come back.
Why Jordan Demban Tafa Njie, tough construction, Nyoko Sampa, during the COVID, put dimbele ñi. Is that right?
So not entirely tough construction. Yes, TAF had part of one of the buildings was refurbished by TAF, but then partly was done by government and UNDP, World Bank, and Social Security were the ones that did the rest of the building. That's where the complex that you're seeing, and where the emergency room is. That room was marked for a mess for staff to changing place, and that was built by Petras, that is the National Petroleum. So it's a multi funding agency built.
Dr. Jagne, ñan nga foog ne ak kan nga foog ne more responsible to build hospitals in the community? Is it the Ministry of Health who are responsible to see that? My question is, ñan nga foog ne ñoo am responsibility liggéey ñan la pour make sure ne enough hospitals are built in the community? Is it the Ministry of Health?
Of course, Ministry of Health is a component of central government. So I'm sure that every year the government makes a plan, and the health plans are based on needs, and then they will put up a plan to say that we are going to build a hospital, and I'm sure that there's already a hospital in building in process in Farato, just because of this space problem that we are dealing with now. As you know, you said you should know that Banjul this hospital was less than 500,000 people, and today our population is 2.5 million people. So every corner of the place is built. So you hardly have a place where we can build any more building, as our traditional building styles were mainly one-story building, mainly because of Banjul's topography. But then you find out that there is already a plan to build, or they're already building a facility in Farato. That probably would be a solution to some of this problem that we are having currently.
Lan mooy li xew si sun dialysis machine si, because tamane di digga ne Gambien yu bari Sénégal la gaay dee dem because amun dialysis machine. In fact digga ne sax amna ay Gambien yoo xam ne ñu ngi jóge woon America ñëw Gambia pour bugga fa ubbi a clinic, dialysis clinic, waaye it was so difficult to them ba nga xam ne finally den am pour dem Mbuur. Foog naa xam nga ay Dabas clinic bi nga xam ne moo nekk Mbuur. Waaye nag ñu dee digga ne dialysis machine amut Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital ñi naan benn rek la am te léeg-léeg mu yaaxu. Lan nga ñu si mun a wax, Mr. Jagne?
Okay, Madam Nephrologist, that cannot be true. We have 16 functional dialysis machines that are currently working, and they are on shift 24 hours on the clock. We have over 90 patients on dialysis. And as far as I know, there has not been any problems with. I don't want to comment on Abubacarr Foundation because this really, I'm not in position to discuss things about people's private whatever. But I know that as far as I know, we are dialyzing people daily. They are nephrologists, and that nobody is it's not like I am taking information from somebody else. I'm telling you that is what's going on. We are dialyzing about 90 patients, some 2 times a week, some 3 times a week, and that as we speak, we have 40 new machines that are waiting to be installed. We have another water treatment plant that will be able to accommodate about 30 machines. That last week we have 90 patients. About 90 patients on chronic dialysis.
Lan nga ñu mëna wax ci ultrasound bi? Do you have enough equipments to run the ultrasound department ak X-ray department? Te jot nañ fi ne bo démé sax l'hôpital ngay def X-ray amun paper sax pour print out la X-ray bi. Li gaay dé def moy ne la indil sa mobile phone bi nga jël picture of the X-ray. Lan nga ñu mëna wax ci li?
So, Mr. Njie, the problem is that I don't know where you get the information from. I mean, but anyway, I'll tell you that in this modern day, nobody uses print films on X-rays anymore because X-rays are all digital. You can send it by email, on WhatsApp. You can send it to whoever is going to work on it on a pen drive, and that's usually what we do. But because of easy access, if you put it on a pen drive and the person carries it to a machine, Digicom. You know, Digicom is the digital. It's an application that can only be available in a hospital setting. So even if you put it on a pen drive and give to those people, they go to see some doctors. The doctors will not be able to access it. So often or not, we'll tell them, I'm a copy of it. Phone. So the doctor will not ubi, then no come just through your phone. Or they send it to a person through his WhatsApp. And I'm not sure only EFSTH does that. Every private facility in this country now does that because it makes the life much easier.
Mr. Jagne, jot nañ fi tamit ne ñu bari su ñëwee lopitaan garab amul si lopitaan bi da ngeen am pour bindal patient si receipt pour ñu dem si pharmacie jëndi garab suñ amul xaalis ñu toog xaar yàlla ñu dee ñu suuli leen su fekkee ne am neen mbokka bu leen dimbale su fekkee ne amul xaalis mbokka bi dimbale leen waaye lopitaan amul garab ndax lii dëgg la am déet.
Okay, so lopitaan is it's not mainly. I'm sure you know that lopitaan is not mainly for your jaye garab or for your every garab bo soxla. The lopitaan is supposed to be you sort out the emergencies and then they'll give you what you need to buy from pharmacies. Gone are those days. We used to have I'm malaria, I'm pneumonia, I'm diarrhea, then when you're lopitaan, you just garab. On legi, you have multiple kinds of diseases, and I'm not sure even in the best of places, every garab lopitaan nafanek. It doesn't happen like that. And for a visit that people come to the hospital and the $25 that we pay, that we all pay to the hospital, that should be that, okay, so anyway, all your medications should be there. It may not be possible. No government can do it. And I'm sure even in the places, where, in the best of places, it doesn't happen like that. I know that the government has a plan for the year's budget for gender garab, and that is not unlimited. So slowly, senior gender, they will buy what they call essential medication, essential list of medications. So they are essential, we can't go without it. So they will buy those ones and leave it in the hospital. And then, so anyway, if your need for garab is not part of that those essential medications, you definitely could buy. You will be asked to buy it from outside pharmacy.
danga bëgg wax ne Ministry of Health seen lopitaan yi amee yëpp including Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Ndeman Hospital ak yeneen lopitaan yi nekk si dëkk bi danga bëgg wax ne they are fully functional hospitals that am everything.
No, I didn't say that. I think you didn't get me well. I said there's no hospital in the world that has everything. And I'm not sure any hospital is built to have everything. But I'm saying that in the government, the government gives us government agenda garab or essential garab agenda for the year. And that is not unlimited budget. So the new agenda,
lan nga foog moo tax ñun ñi dem Dakar for treatment ñuy bàyyi Gambia ñaareel doomani Gambien bu feebar am feebar bu serious rek ñu ne demal Dakar yow you are aware of it Banjul nga juddoo yaroo fa màggee fa xam nga ne li yëpp day am lan moo tax ñun ñi dee bàyyi suñu lopitaan dem Sénégal di faju ji.
I will tell you before I answer your question. I will tell you that a lot of them suñ demee dañ dee delloowaat because luñ dee fekk foofu noonu duñ ko dee mën a antal they still come back because one most Gambians luñ dee am fii dañ ko dee xeeb but when they go to Senegal they find out that garab buñ soxla even so them operate mbaxana buñ laa solal dañ ko jënda so they find out that it's not as easy as dañoo dem. Most of them dañoo dellusiwaat but because I know that a lot of people live here ñu dee jóge I know that a lot of people live here ñu dee jóge fii ne they wanted to go to Senegal for treatment but if they start charging them for the number of dialysis that they do apparently they will come back because here dialysis is for free so yes it's not easy to have free health care. I'm not sure it's anywhere in the world, but I know that somebody must have to pay for it, and the cost of healthcare is not cheap.
Mr. Jagne ma bëgg laa laaj rek du ngeen dégg ne Death House dafa am benn container bu fa nekk container baa ngi fees del ak ay nit ñu dee te léeg-léeg ñun ñaa ngi wax ne xet gi daf leen dee di stop lan nga ñu si mun a wax lan la container bi di def foofu because that is not hygienic mu ngay gëtëj nit ñi.
Okay, Njie, I'm not Njie de ragal de, but the point is that so that would civil continue mo xamna da tax na nga ragal xéña yoon bi do de bëgg romba yoon bi ni but the point is you see that so I will just put something out to you for your list xéña probably you put this to your listeners for them to know Gambia dafa change a lot da nga gis at any point in time dañoo am like 3 or 4 people ñu nekk ci lopitaan yoo xam ne kenn nekku di leen gis du am benn mbokk kuy ñëw di leen seeti dañoo am koo xam ne dafaa nekk lopitaan bañ discharge leen there was a patient ku fi nekk almost 8 months or 3 or 4 of them 8 months ñu ngi leen discharge 8 months after benn tey mënuñu am kuy seen mbokk ku leen a jël lopitaan they are in the hospital because they don't have anywhere to go to so if such people die and their bodies are brought to us, we have no choice but to keep them in a safe place. That container then being is a cost to us because that container has air conditioning in it to keep the bodies cool so that they will not be frozen. If anything, for any reason, that somebody needs the body, they can take it. But you'll find out that some of those bodies have been here for years and nobody has claimed them. But you'll also understand that we cannot go ahead and bury those bodies without having to go through due process. Because it's a human right that if we bury them, there's a process that you need to follow before that number of years that the body has to be kept. And then also the body has to be processed. Even we cannot bury the body without having a trace to know if somebody come to claim the body, we have to be able to know that this is the family or this is where we mark grave to show where the body is.
Why, Mr. Jagne, a due process should be followed because those dead bodies cannot be there forever. It is a source of concern to the health of the people living in the surrounding area.
I am telling you that we had buried a number of them not long ago. It was less than 6 months ago that a number of the bodies were buried.
Okay, ñi nga xamne ñoo fa dess right now lan moo tax xana amu leen rules and regulations yoo xam ne di ngeen specify a certain period of time boo xam ne su fekkee ne nit ki dafa dee kenn claimut body bi like let's say 3 months ñu claimut body bi then punja dispose of ko for burial amulen those rules and
regulations. No, it's not easy like that because by the human right law human right, you cannot dispose of. You don't know where the families are hidden from a foreign country, so there are some restrictions to that. So we have to go through all those processes, including the judiciary, including the human right. And when we are doing all this, everybody have to be around to see that these bodies are duly buried in the way they're supposed to be. And the parts of the body that are supposed to be kept will have to be kept reserved for a number of years, so that if the families come, they can find out that our loved one was buried in this place, and this is what to prove that this is part of the body. And you can go back and be able to do a DNA test to show that this is exactly the person. So these are all the processes that will require. 3 months will be too small for that.
No, dama la joxe example rek at least nga am a time frame boo xam ne when it comes to the specific time su fekkee ne kenn claimul body bi ko fee ngeen dem suul ko suura ko ndikte ñit ñi ñu ngi complain ne Headgate daf leen dee di stop ba pare finally ma bëgg laa laaj Mr. Jagne ndax musu leen a receive any container full of dead bodies from Senegal or other countries in the sub-region?
Not that I'm aware of. Container full of dead bodies? Not that I'm aware of. I've been the Deputy Chief Medical Director. I've been the head of department head, but I'm not for internal medicine. But I have never received such, and I'm not aware of such.
Finally, Mr. Jagne, Signila Hamut, kan moy Mr. Abubacarr Jagne?
Man tig jiroma Banjul de man si dex la joge man I'm a village boy. I come from Brikama Ba. Okay, yes. Okay. I'm from Brikama Ba. Man am I joge si Fuladu la joge man. I just trained in Banjul. I stayed in Banjul during my school days, but man I even my high school I went to Amity school, so I didn't grow up in Banjul. So I'm a village boy. I come from Sierra.
Why fan nga dekon si Banjul?
I was in the school. I was staying in the school. I was in the school of medicine for last day.
Okay. So fan nga story ak pour nga repeatalat sa position. Lan moy sa position sa lopitan bi? Are you next to Dr. Samate or
No. I am next to Dr. Al Jafari. I am the Deputy Chief Medical Director.
Okay. Dr. Al Jafari, mom lan moy position? Mom mo neka the number 2 man.
Mom moy CMD. Number one man of the hospital.
Mom moy number 1 man of the hospital. Yo yaay number 2.
Yes.
Al Jafari mom moy number 1. Mom moy the Chief Medical Director.
Yes, please.
Yo yaay the Deputy Chief Medical Director.
Yes.
Mr. Jagne, kontaan naa trop li nga waxa freedom. Appreciate neen sa time. It was professionally done. Ba pare kontaan neen so maa ngi la gërëm di la santa ndite bi ma la yónnee text rek danga ma ne naa la call mënul ngaa ñàkk call waaye call nga jox nga ñu clarification ba pare appreciate naa sa patience ne even dem nga at length pour dimbale ñu pour liggéey bi ñoo def gën ngaa yombal suñu liggéey jërëjëf. waaye nag li santa Jagne naka leen dee tagee li santa Jagne.
Jagne naar ñi naar lay so Jagne naar. Jërëjëf.
Dr. Abubacarr Jagne ñu ngi lay gërëm ci sa waxtu. ñu ngi lay gërëm tamit ci lépp loo xam ne waxtaanee nga ko ci waxtaan bi. mbokk yu tedd yi fii la waxtaan ji daldi em. yéen a dégg li nga xam ne moom la Dr. Abubacarr Jagne daldi wax. bi lay ñaareeli yoon maa ngi def waxtaan ak Dr. Abubacarr Jagne. fa mbir ma daldi tàmbalee mooy waxtaan ba nga xamee ne defoon naa ko ak kii di Dr. Adama Salla. ba nga xamee ne def naa waxtaan boobu ak moom ma daldi dem ci Dr. Abubacarr Jagne pour mu daldi leeral daldi tontu li nga xam ne moom la Dr. Adama Salla daldi wax. tey nag ñoo fi ñëwaat tamit daldi indiwaat fii ci Freedom Radio Dr. Abubacarr Jagne daldi ko laaj pour mu daldi ñu defal ay leeral ci mbiri diems allowances ak salary yi nga xam ne moom leen koy fay. yéen ñépp dégg ngeen li nga xam ne moom la Dr. Abubacarr Jagne daldi wax fii. leena nag leer na. Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital sa dëgga kenn du mun a wax ne corruption ak njuuj njaaj amu fa. te kenn du mën a weddi ne Ministry of Health nekk si ron Dr. Samate amut kenn kuy weddi ne réglé wut bëñ boo xam ne nag dafa yàqu ba kenn mënu koy defar buddi saani donga mooy li des dal di jëlaat beneen bëñ dal di fa poose hôpital moom leen yaakaar pour suñuy wérgu yaram hôpital bu réglé wut nit ñi du mun a am wérgu yaram bu ndoog mbokk yi duma def ludut dal di ëmbal lépp loo xam ne Dr. Abubacarr Jagne dal di na ko waxtaanee fii si Freedom Radio dal di leen ko jébal bàyyi waxtaan ji mu dal di continuer si seeni xel yéen Gambian yi yéen nit ñi yéenay attekat yi nga xam ne yéenay atte lépp loo xam ne Dr. Abubacarr Jagne wax na ko fii seeni mbokka Salieu Njie salaamu aleykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakaatu wa axiru daawaana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin